Well, so the rains came pouring down just so late yesterday evening. And we know that many communities in the capital and also in Tema, elsewhere, in the Greater Accra region, they witnessed a lot of havoc in their communities. Households were affected, families have been affected. We even have broken as well as trees falling across many roads in the areas that we're talking about this morning. So we've decided to send reporters across the capital to give us the latest update. But I'm here with Kojo. Kojo, you experience, you give us some vivid descriptions of what really the issues were when you were trying to get home late yesterday evening.
Indeed, indeed. And I know that my area was not the only one that saw the devastation caused by the rain. I was heading home. I was driving past Trasaco Valley Estates, and there's this road in front of it which has been newly resurfaced, rather smoothly done. But they've also redone the culverts, you know, the gutter on the edge of it. I don't know to what extent, whether they've increased the capacity or whether it's the same or whether it's been reduced, but during the rainfall last night, the entire road was totally flooded. I'll put some videos up on social media later. We'll put them on the JoyNews Facebook page as well. But the water was flowing like a river. There were cars that were almost halfway submerged in this water. And there were some individuals from the community who were out in the rain helping people navigate their way through the water, because a lot of debris had been washed onto the roads, which was in the path, an obstruction in the path of traffic. So people had makeshift makeshift kiosks and so forth on the edge of the road that they had been smashed, and debris had washed onto the road. And I literally almost drove over a gas cylinder.
Yeah, you were telling us about your experiences with your vehicle, the car that you use, of course, was almost dragging beneath it or just in front of it, a gas cylinder.
Yeah,
That's
beneath
dangerous.
it. Indeed,
That's
indeed.
dangerous.
And we could smell gas, which tells me that the cylinder was leaking, you know, so all kinds of chaos could have ensued from that situation. I know my area is not unique. All across Accra, the rains caused so much havoc, and then the lights went out in so many areas
even
of Accra. Yes,
wow.
The lights went out. There were a few houses that had generators and still had lights on, but generally in the area it was pitch black. And I had been driving quite a while, so I'd been through several areas, and the lights were off in all of them. You know, so again, some sort of widespread power cut. And I have to ask myself, why does that happen in Ghana? Every time it rains, the lights have to go off.
And it's actually become a phenomenon now.
I don't understand it.
Maybe there's some linkage between what's the blackness, electricity, you know, but we just don't agree as conductors. So.
But this is 2018. It rains all around the world. I don't think there's any place in the world where it rains more than England. But they don't switch off the lights when it rains. And it's a bit of a sad commentary of our society today and our level or pace of development. Look, Roland, if you go into the Amazon jungle, you will find communities who have used whatever technology is available to them to mitigate the factors of natural disasters.
So you're saying we just haven't come to terms with our reality and our environment and make use of what we have. But we have the phone lines on, and you can call in anytime you want. But we have Komla who is going to tell us the latest from where he is currently. Good morning to you, Komla.
Roland?
Yeah, where are you? Where have you been to? What is the scene that you can tell us? What really are the human interest stories that you have picked up so far?
Well, Roland, I am currently at a shaman village, not too far away from Accra, and a few hours after rain devastated and destroyed some property right here. So one of the residents that I spoke to a short while ago told me, for example, that during the rain there was a spark in his car, and before he knew it, spark of fire, he was able to quickly dash into his room and get the extinguisher to quench the fire. And it was because the flood waters had smashed his car against the building. And that is one of many residents here at Ashoman who have lost property following the rain that lasted over 3 or 4 hours. So,
well, Komla, we seem to be having some difficulty with the reception of that line into the studio. So please just reposition yourself, and I'm sure that then we can have some clarity on the line. It will help all of us to get to know what really you're saying. But again, we have to inform you that we know that the rains have caused havoc to many households and communities across the capital, elsewhere in Tama as well. We want you to call in, but before we do so, we're also speaking to Komla. Komla?
Hi, Roland. Is it better?
Not too good. Not too good.
How about this?
Right. Yeah, you can continue. Let's see how it goes. Continue, Komla. Well, we just seem to have lost Komla there, but we'll get in touch with him. But it also means that we need to have the emergency services up and running, knowing the type of weather pattern we're going to have or are expecting to have this year. But we have Komla back on the line. Komla, good morning.
Good morning, Roland.
Okay, so just continue with where your narration ended.
Well, yes, Roland. So I mentioned that I spoke to some residents here at Ashoman, specifically downtown, close to the Accra Mission School, where 3 hours of rain left many homes here flooded. I'm told that the water canal is close to the Accra Mission School overflowed its bank, and the water flowed over its homes, destroyed property. Earlier, I spoke to one of the residents who confessed to me that his vehicle was smashed against the wall of his home because of black waters. So the black waters, the current of the waters were very intense, that it smashed his vehicle against the wall and caught fire. It took the intervention of some neighbors to quench that fire, and then before he knew it, the water had washed away properties, fridges, tables, kitchen equipment, and any other property of his home. And that's just one of many residents here. I spoke to another.
We seem to have vividly gotten the picture that you're painting to us. Komla Adom there, our correspondent, reporting live from Ashoman, thereabout, Ashoman Estate and its environs, giving us what the picture is, the Tory Times families and other residents would have to go through. And we know that it was the picture littered around the capital. But we're talking about emergency services.
Yes,
how
indeed.
we need to be up and running when it comes to some of these instances.
You know, and emergency services requires a system that has so many different institutions feeding into it. Okay, the meteorological services would be the first point. They would be the ones to warn us, give us that early warning of what's to come, so that we can brace ourselves and we can place resources wherever they are required, so that while the emergency is happening, while the rain is falling, we're not now trying to transport people and vehicles which will get stuck on their way to help people. We can position them in the areas that we know will be flood prone.
But the thing is that we've not been doing that.
Of course not. And why haven't we been doing this? I
That's
mean,
the
for how
question,
many years has it been raining in Ghana? At what point are we going to say, look, we know what's going to happen, so let's plan for it? I gave the example of, people in the Amazon jungle who are able to mitigate the effects of rain. And we, in the 21st century in Ghana, Accra, the capital city of the Black Star of Africa, we can't figure out what to do when it rains.
And one area or community where we've not been able to do that, as we are painting the studio, is Teshi. And Joseph Akable is there. Good morning to you, Joseph. Joseph? Good morning to you, Joseph Akable. Well, we can't get through to Joseph, so we'll try and stream that line into the studio. Good morning to you, Joseph. Joseph, good morning.
Good morning, Roland.
So, where exactly are you in Teshi?
So I'm at Teshi and Roland. This is some bungalows here, and I'm at a particular residence. That the situation here will simply shock viewers. So I'm just going in just to paint a picture. The video will capture what exactly is happening. I'm just at the entrance of this particular building here. You realize that this gate is torn off. This was caused by the rains. It's not by nature or by a cause of an individual. That is why it has come down. So if you come in a bit, there's supposed to be a dustbin where the waste is kept in here. Everything has been pushed towards the gate, as you've seen it, with a door tearing off the effect of the rain. Now, I'm going to take you into the building itself so that you have a look at what exactly happened here as a result of the rain. Now, the owner of this particular facility, you can see him standing right there. He is signaling me that I need to pull up my trousers a bit because in order to get access to the building, the rains are still in there. So what they've done here is that they've used these blocks because they are very much aware of the impact of the rain anytime it does rain. So because of that, they've arranged these blocks here more or less to help them after the rain. But this time around, it rained and this entire place was filled up to the extent that it has become very slippery to use the stone. So I'm not even going to try to use the stone as I've been advised. The grass, I'm told, is much safer for me to use. So I'm going to use the grass. So all these parts, I'm told, late in the night. And even if you take a look at the wall, you can see that portions of the wall have been washed away. It's all as a result of the rains as it fell yesterday. Now, this family had to abandon their home. They moved over to a guest house. In fact, I met the owner of this particular facility at a guest house where I picked him up and we came over here. So it's pretty much slippery. Yeah, so if you take a look here, here's supposed to be the porch of this particular bungalow. It's still filled with water. Now, there are some items in the boxes over here. I'm told that these are books and other items that were supposed to be given to some individuals that had placed a request from the particular gentleman that owns this facility. Yet everything has been washed down in the water. The water has taken charge here. I'm getting down a bit to move into the house. It's pretty much slippery at this end, the blocks. So I have to move down slowly. Hello, sir. What's your name?
My name is Kwabina Dumbone. Kwabina Dumbone.
You were explaining to me earlier the situation as it's happened. We'll be going in to take a look at the place. But first, in terms of the compound, I mean, what I've been able to show our viewers with regards to the camera and everything shows that the rain really disturbed you. At what time did it start raining around this place and what exactly happened?
Oh, yeah, I think yesterday somewhere around between 9 and 10. Yesterday night, it started raining. I was actually not even in the house. My family was in the house. I was out there. But this is a perennial problem here. You can see the defense. It's never been a problem that much for us. We've always been able to withstand it. What happened this time, if you go in the curve there, the wall collapsed. When the wall collapsed, so all the, the water from Cocoa Street rushed in there. The water smashed the glasses to the hall, and that's how the whole place was flooded, to the point that what you see here, I import books from the UK and the USA. I work with the primary schools throughout the country. If you go anywhere in Ghana, you mention Kochba Business Services. That is me. Over 70,000 Ghana cedis worth of books. There are some in the room. There are some in the hall. Everything has been done. I was even supposed to send some books this morning to Committee 19. There's a school that I don't want to mention them that I was supposed to, and then pick a check. Everything has gone down. Everything is lost.
You hold on a bit for me. So those are the books you can see in your shots there. I'm coming quickly. You'll go inside. I want us to move a bit because you mentioned that a wall collapsed, and I want our viewers to have a look at the wall we are talking about. The cameraman will move quickly a bit so that we'll have a look at the wall. So I'm standing some few meters away from it. So it has a wall that has is supposed to separate them from the next house. Yet that wall has collapsed entirely. So this is the right side of the building. So you can see the wall has collapsed entirely. Now, if you look a bit further, you realize that there are sliding glass windows. That window, once the wall collapsed, it caused the window to crash, and that caused the water to move into the building. So when we move into the hall of this particular structure, you realize that the water has filled up parts of the structure because this was the entry point. Once the water managed to push down the wall, it managed to destroy this particular sliding window and it ended up in the facility. So we are now moving into the building itself, and you are taking us inside, right? I need to move my trousers up a bit.
Yes, you need to roll your trousers.
I need to take off the shoe too.
Sure, you need to take the shoe and roll up your trousers.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's the way I've done
Roland, I will just have to be doing that right here. Take it off, then we are going to move in, because as he explains, it will simply be impossible to move in without that. So let's take us in. So we are still using the blocks, as you can see. It's simply tough to get access without relying on them. So we are just at the entrance. The shoes obviously have to go off. Same with the socks before we can get access. So that is, this is supposed to be the access to the kitchen. Yeah. The access to the kitchen, but I mean, obviously the water has taken over this portion. It's a bit cold in here. Yes. So I'm moving into. So this is supposed to be the kitchen. So you can take a look first at the kitchen. The water has completely taken over the kitchen. Then we move into the hall now. The situation is not any different in the hall.
You can see where the water came from. Look at this flat screen. We bought it not less than about 2 months ago. You can see the...
So the sofa is in here. Yeah. The LED screen, the television that they watch, lying there. Everything has simply been destroyed. Yeah, now you were explaining to me earlier that, I mean, you got a phone call from your family that were in here. Yeah. When the call came in, you rushed in. What did you see in here?
When I came in, they were actually standing outside, and the water was almost to the tip of it. The water that I swam through, it looked like the sea. When I came, this television, I had to pull it from under the water. It went down, everything, the kitchen. You can see my wardrobe over there. My visas, my passports, all my documents, everything is under the water there. Everything has been destroyed. You know.
So you had to evacuate the family. Where did you spend the night?
1:30 this morning. We had to go to where you came to pick us, the guest house. You know, we got around 1:30 this morning. When they were even asleep, we had to wake them up. I didn't have any monies on me. Fortunately, I know one of the staff there. We couldn't even get him, but the gentleman in charge knows me as well. So he said, "Come on, you can have the place." You know.
So the children couldn't go to school this morning?
They have not been to school. We are virtually homeless now. You can't live in this facility anymore. And for how long can we put up in a guest house? Okay, this is our daily bread, over 70,000.
So roughly, how much in terms of the loss? I mean, you've talked about the books and everything.
Yeah, sure. We need to sit down. The books is what I can give you offhand, off head, but it's so much. You're seeing it for yourself. It's so much. Lots of very bad. This is what I've for more than 20 years. This is what I do. This is my bread and butter. So much money in water. And sometimes I feel, listen, look, have you seen the construction I told you?
Yeah, I watched that when we were coming.
City authorities, one way or the other, should be held responsible. I'm speaking specifically of Lekma. You have to do an expansion on this gather, and this is the rainy season, and you just started about a month ago. You saw where it's barricaded on Cocoa Street. They've done the same thing on A-Life Junction. So yesterday, what happened was that all the water, this is like a valley. All the water from Ngwazongo, all the water from up there, where are they going to find their way into the gutter? Because the place has been barricaded for construction. You wait to a whole year, and when it's just about the rainy season, that's when you start to do construction. This is the results that we have.
So Roland and Kojo, you heard him here. He is the owner of this particular house. Yeah.
Well, so you can call in if you have experiences of the rains in the capital, 030221169102. Again, let me just run you by the phone lines, 030221169102. Let us know what your experiences have been over the last, I'll say 8 hours. Yeah, 8-9 hours when the rain started, 10 hours. It started for me around the early part of 8, thereabout.